Hey guys, Emily here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing another book review of the book called Sick Kids in Love by Hannah Moskowitz. And this book was recommended to me by one of my friends on Instagram. They had read it and they had shared it to their story. So I was like, oh, this sounds like a really good book. So, this book is about a girl named Isabella and about a young man named Sasha. Now, Isabella has rheumatoid arthritis, say that 3 times fast, and Sasha has Gaucher, I think. And they meet in the hospital's infusion center because they both get infusions, but they call them drip rooms or whatever. And Isabella's father is a doctor at the hospital. And I really loved this book because it wasn't, now I did love The Fault in Our Stars, but it wasn't this. It was more like a book about like, oh, when you go through something, I'm going to be there to support you, because like these two just go through a lot of ups and downs, and they're always there to support each other. And I really liked some of the conversations they had in this book. Like some of the conversations they had were whether or not to use a wheelchair, or whether or not to use a hand brace or a neck brace, because Isabella's wrists were bothering her, and Sasha was like, oh, you should use a hand brace, you know, and whatever. And you know, just some of those conversations that are like real conversations that people would have. And I really enjoyed this book. And they also had the conversation of like, you know, do we just date because we're too, they use the word sick, but I'm going to use the word disabled. Do we just date because we're two disabled people? We don't have to date because we're just disabled. We date because we want to, you know? And Isabella had this column that she wrote in the school newspaper, and she would ask Sasha every time, like, what's the question, like in the you know, like, what's the best thing that ever happened to you, and you know, stuff like that. And but Isabella was scared to date, and she didn't admit that they were dating right until the very end. I don't know. There's so many good things to say about this book. I could go on for hours. But what I really liked about this book was that this whole time span of everything that happened was only a matter of 5 months. And I was like, wow, a lot can happen in 5 months. A lot can happen in 6 months, you know, that could change your perspective. Because the reason she didn't want to date was because she felt that the women in her family were terrible, because her mother had left. And, you know, but then she realizes that they're not terrible, and she's not terrible, and she deserves love, and that, you know, Sasha can give her that love, which I really liked, you know. And again, a lot can change in 6 months. So I gave this book a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. They even mentioned someone with CP in it. So it's a really, really good book, and I highly recommend it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.